God bless you. Thank you.
I would say, Nella, why are you in this skin tight outfit? All right, so we got modern dating, which is they met in online, at school, at a bar, at a social setting, maybe online, have sex within 3 dates, situationship for a couple months, date for 3 years, get married, 1 to 2 kids, and divorce after 8 years. That's the modern marriage life cycle. We need to stop giving these girls like Nala attention and screen time. No, I get to make money off of this. I'm going to do it. Look, if they're going to put her on the show, I'm going to criticize her on the show. I'm going to do it. Now, this is a traditional dating. Arranged marriages, families know each other and the families pick. They marry young, before 25, have kids before going to school. The wife stays at home with the children, have 4+ children, obey your husband. And also, I didn't add this, but a wife brings a dowry to the table. So now we have the God economy, and you basically have pastors that are pimps. Priests kind of fulfill this role, except half of them are gay. So, I mean, but the ones that aren't, when in my middle school, there was a guy, he ran off with a nun. He just started banging the nuns, ran off with one, got married, quit the priest. He was like, this priest life isn't for me. So then you got the women, they're either future hoes or former hoes. So usually, like Lauren Chen kind of reminds me of that archetype, like very uptight, very naggy. And it's because they're kind of mad they didn't get their hoe phase, and they're kind of saddled down with the dorky husband. That's usually how it goes. So they marry young, but you could just see the hoe wants to come out of them so bad, because that's our default. We can't, you guys keep saying we're brainwashed into this. I just want you to know this is what we're like. You're like, they can't be this bad of people. Yep, we are. 50% of Protestants support LGBTQ, 72% of Catholics support LGBT, 58% of Eastern Orthodox support LGBT, doubtless. These people definitely support 304s too, yeah. All right. Born again virgins. So then you got the hottest girls in the church, which are the ex-hoes, pretty enough to hoe it out and get a good amount of either money or attention or whatever out of it. So now they're done with that. They got to go hoe. Then you got the simps. So you got like the Ruslans. These are guys that are like making money off of women. So they have to lie. They have to. Same with Michael Knowles. He might be a nice guy, but he's got to lie, or at least bend the truth slightly, because otherwise the women will crash out. Crowder, before he got married and saw the evilness of women, remember, he was saying, wait till marriage, it's the way, da-da-da-da-da, and then she ruined his life. So, okay. So there's incentives in this, the prodigal daughter's theme. They found Christ, but they can never check if it's genuine. There's no barrier to entry. So imagine if women had to, in order to enter the church, had to submit 3 years worth of text messages. I mean, F it. They'd just get a new phone, find a way around that too. Or 10 years worth of it. So we could see how bad they were and the extent, but it's the product of the J. Yeah, this is the thing. You guys blame the J's for stuff that women just do. It's like you can't accept the evil nature that we have. And I'll say something and I'll be like, oh my gosh, why would I say that? And it's like it's just women. We're like this. And until women can't overcome our evil nature until we recognize it. But there's like a crash out. Anyway, simps make money off of Jesus and conversion stories, and they also need seats filled in the church. Okay. Then we got the Karens. Allie Beth Stuckey, Lila Rose, Candace Owens, they're all just kind of the Karens in the church, nagging men for their sexuality, beating their husbands over the head with a Bible. You guys know the type. The occasional couple that makes it. So there's an occasional couple that just has no idea what's going on. They're usually over 40 these days, but they met in high school, married young, relatively happy, and they just don't know what anyone's talking about. Nowadays, things are so bad that most of these couples do notice, but like, it's like the boomer, like parents they're like, what do you mean you can't find a wife? What do you mean? So the God economy, the pastor is hooking up with the born again hoes. The Karen and the simps are shaming men's behavior while giving women a pass. The simp church elders take the women's side for everything, tell the women they are amazing and simp for eternity. And usually the women use the church elders to nag their husband's behavior. So there's a behavior these women don't like. They'll go to the elders in the church and nag them to nag their husbands, and it usually works. You should be the best president or VP of the world, and I hope you keep correcting all these feminists. You're the GOAT, and I hope you have a good day or night. Have you learned nothing from my show? Have you learned nothing? Truly, have you learned nothing? But I could be chill today. I could get my period tomorrow and boom, crash out. You don't know. You don't know. Okay. Next. Yeah, come on. You want to... Not all. Simps and born-again hoes find each other when the divorce comes. She calls him abusive and the church takes her side. So these are slutty pictures of all the trad thoughts, basically. So look, there's the Girls Gone Bible. There's even Brett Cooper's got her tits out here. We got this girl. Yeah, so... And they all look hot. Look, this is women's nature, but... So I'm not even, I think it's great in a way. Like, why would I be mad at hot women being naked? I mean, that makes me money on the show. Get more naked, right? Appropriately, for your husband, your boyfriend at the club. What do I care? I mean, that's what, but the issue I have is the Jesus cross on the tits. Do you see what I mean? It's like, could you pick a lane? Okay, so... Now, we're going to see where Charlie Kirk met Nala. So here's the beginning of the symptom.
0.5 million U.S. businesses, from restaurants to...
All right, you are not... Yeah, we're skipping.
Okay, everybody. Recently at University of California, Riverside, a young lady by the name of Nala, who apparently was a very popular OnlyFans creator, came and asked me a question. It's gone very viral. Watch.
Yeah, he cares about virality. And by the way, the men you want in church leave over this stuff. I'll tell you, the most moral man I've ever met in my life, my father. Again, the most moral man. I've never met anybody who does the right thing more than my father, ever in my life. Ever. I've never. And I asked him why he wasn't overly religious, and you know what he told me? I was sick of gay men telling me how to live. He's talking about the Catholic Church. Yeah, and that's how they feel. Like, they're not even going to verbalize it. They just leave. They're like, what are these crazy people doing here? So for his need for, Kirk's need for money and attention overrides doing what's right as he's sinning for money. Because I don't know, they might say they're just talking or whatever, but playing into female delusion, that's got to be a sin. It's got to be. I mean, I'm not the most religious person in the world, but it's just, that's got, can some of the Bible thumpers, can you please put a verse in the chat I can read?
Hi, Charlie. I'm Nala Raye. It's so nice to be here today. So I was one of OnlyFans' top models for the last 5 years, and I got saved, and I radically gave my life to the Lord and gave that life up.
Praise the Lord.
So I want to know, would you support a ban on porn in America, and what would you do to make that happen?
I would support a ban if I support life sentences. You know what? I would support a ban on the condition that you get lifetime sentences for any woman that has done it ever. As most of you know, I have been fighting on the front lines of the simp epidemic for years, but I need to tell you about a quiet weapon being ratcheted up against men that is rarely talked about. It's not just the relentless anti-masculinity propaganda and OnlyFans hoes causing the societal issues that we discuss on this show. Did you know that the average city's tap water contains trace pharmaceuticals and endocrine disruptors? This often includes estrogen from birth control. The average adult consumes a credit card worth of plastic every single week. That's 5 grams of plastic a week on average. So it's no wonder that the average male's testosterone is half of what the average was 50 years ago. Testosterone levels decline 1% a year, and without a course correction, we are headed towards extinction. No matter how based you are, you need to be naturally boosting your testosterone. My friends at Chalk, CHOQ.com, are on a mission to save mankind from extinction by boosting your vitality. Chalk's Male Vitality Stack contains premium and potent herbs clinically studied to naturally boost your testosterone levels, sperm count, and overall vitality. Just one of the many ingredients in the Male Vitality Stack was studied in double-blind human clinical trials to boost total testosterone 20% in 90 days. When you boost your testosterone, you'll have more mental clarity, you're more capable of making decisions and taking risks. Having high testosterone will also affect your pheromones, so women will find you more attractive subconsciously. Get the Chalk Male Vitality Stack right now on Chalk.com. That's CHOQ.com. Use my name Pearl as your coupon code and you'll get 25% off site-wide on Chalk.com. That's CHOQ.com. My name Pearl is the discount code. Yeah, bitch. Throw her ass in jail. Stupid whore. Oh my God.
I mean,
I can't. Former whore.
I mean, if it's
Isaiah 53. All right, is that? Oh, I'm going to play this while I look at it.
Unfortunately, I don't think it's legal, but absolutely. I mean, first of all, porn is no different than a digital opiate and an addiction. I mean, we've seen states that have made it harder to access and porn rates have gone down.
Yeah.
But you were once an OnlyFans model.
Yeah.
What would you
I bet porn rates gone down and fat chicks getting railed went up. I bet they're like, porn's going down. It's time to rail these fatties. All right, Isaiah 53, what does it say? All right. Who has believed our message, and to who has the arm of the Lord been revealed? He grew up like a tender shoot and like a root of the dry ground. He had no beauty or majesty to attract us to him, nothing in his appearance that we should desire him. What is this talking about women? Okay. Hold on. Let me scan this first.
You have to say to the danger and the damage that does to young people?
Honestly, so much. It depends on sex as well. It has different effects on men than it does women. Like for men, it shuts them down. They don't know how to be in good relationships. They don't know how to treat women. For women, it's all emotional. And they just continue to get compared to the women in porn.
Correct.
So honestly, I'd say some self-control would go a really long way, which is also one of the fruits of the spirit.
Can you imagine having she got banged by 2 men on camera. 2 men had sex with her at the same time. Or like one after, whatever. Can you imagine her lecturing you about corn? That's what she's nagging. They don't care. They don't care. They don't want, because the thing is, corn gives you guys power. Because if you can go off, you don't have to listen to your wife as much. You don't have to take these women on dates, and they don't like that. They want to be the only source of sex. That's what these churches cuck you. I'm telling you, I've never met more cucked men than in church. I grew up around this. Look, guys, and God, these wives. Oh my gosh, oh my God, I think I would take Riley Reid over these wives. I am telling you, they will beat their husband over the head with a Bible. They will nag and just say how all of his behavior isn't holy. Oh my.
I think America needs a revival right now. That's what I think.
Praise the Lord. Stay there.
I would throw you in jail. You would be in jail. I would even argue, who gets a longer sentence? The drug dealer or the addict. The dealer always gets a longer sentence. So, okay, let's do that. Any guy caught watching porn, $100 fine. Any woman caught distributing it, 20 years in prison. That would be my. And if the guy watching it was denied by his wife, we throw her in jail too. That's what I would do. I wouldn't ban it, right? Personally, it's an overreach. I'm not going to tell you what to do in your own house. But if I was going to, that would be, oh, I'd throw Pearl in jail. Well, I'd probably love it. We love criminals. I'd probably,
For a second. I have a.
Why not go after those who produce it, Pearl? Why? Guys, we have illegal immigrants in this country. Like, you realize enforcing that sort of thing would cost money and time, effort, energy, resources. I'd rather get these illegal immigrants out of here. I'd rather crack down on crime, like real crime. Like people, there was a mass shooting a mile from where I was in Chicago the other day. I was downtown, and a mile from me where I was, there was a mass shooting. I'd prefer that didn't happen. Do you know what I mean? I'd prefer, anti-corn laws would definitely goose the birth rate back up. I disagree. It might increase the grape rate. I don't know if they would, but that's speculative. But women are not going to have sex with average men. They're not going to do it. I am telling you. Tell a woman to date someone in her friend zone and look at her face when you say it. Look at the look of disgust. Women are not going to do it. You AI Photoshop this, Pearl. I thought after they dunked in the water, they dressed conservatively versus skin tight outfits with a cross. She can't let it go. And the reason she can't let it go, it makes perfect sense. If you ever notice women that are modest, like I used to think, because I never really dressed, well, I don't know, on a 1 to 10 of the slutty scale, I don't think I would be that high at how short stuff, because I did volleyball. But like, I used to think, wow, I'm more moral. And then I thought, well, I was kind of chubby. So I can't really say what I would do with a body like Nala's. I don't know what I would do. But it's always convenient. Women, preaching modesty, just have a tendency to not have that good of bodies. Or have a really strong face card. Like, you have to understand, it's all strategy. Nala doesn't have that good of a face card. It's why she has bangs, because she's got a big forehead and she wears really heavy makeup. Her face card isn't that strong. But she has a really strong body card. So she's always going to use that to monetize it. But you'll see women that will say modesty or whatever, but I'm like, well, you have a strong face card. Of course that's what you're going to use, right? So yeah, I just want to, I don't know. Do I dress it depends to hit. Athletically, I really never did. I played volleyball. Do you know what I mean? Beach. But day to day, probably.
Message to men, and then I want you to give a message to women. Men, if you are consuming OnlyFans, it is no different than you going out with a prostitute every night. The only difference is that you guys get to hide behind some screen. You are contributing to the dehumanization and delegitimization of millions of young women that are nothing more.
Demand.
You are supplying the demand of the new online sex trade. And
God, you are such a super simp. Oh my God, this is making me want to barf. Oh.
you need to stop doing it and repent in front of God for contributing to this awful cancer of selling your body for cash online.
Amen.
That is my message to men. What is your message to women that sell their bodies online?
My message would be way better than hers, so I'm going to say it. My message to women that sell their bodies online is that You're actually you're providing more value than these women not having sex with their husbands. I'll say you've saved a lot of marriages. And to be honest, the people shaming you, I want you to know that the number one consumers on OnlyFans are white Christian men. That's who's married, by the way. That's who's buying it. So all these people, they're probably watching it. And 3, if you're going to do the get out of jail free card later, I would just do it. I would do it quietly. But yeah, my message to women is if we want to look at outcomes, you basically can have an OnlyFans and still get married after. So I'm not going to pretend you can't do that. You definitely can. There is a simp that will bail you out. Really, unless you're a moral person, which you're a woman, so probably not, you can probably do it and still get married. You could probably have your cake and eat it too, if you're hot enough. So just stay in shape. And I wish you wouldn't, but I know the more that I say don't do it, I know you'll do it. So what am I going to do? Say don't do it? Then they're going to want to. Have you seen a woman that like her parents said, don't date that boy? That's what makes me laugh when all these Christian dads say like, oh, my daughter would never do that. And I'm like, the more you tell your daughter not to do something, the more women like that makes the sex hotter, right? So it makes the women like they just do it in the bathroom or like in the car after school. I mean, I don't. My message really would be lucky for you, women are doing porn all the time now. And as long as you don't do on camera scenes, with another dude, a lot of guys will accept it. And if you're hot enough, you can get married after. I would say don't do it. Maybe because ideally you could get a higher value guy if you seek marriage, but these women aren't seeking marriage. You know what I mean? That's like me selling, like imagine I'm like, hey, I'm going to sell you a Ferrari. And the person's like, I don't want to buy a Ferrari. And you're like, here, but if you want to buy a Ferrari, you should act like this in order to get the Ferrari. And they're like, well, I don't want a Ferrari. I mean, it would be fruitless. It'd be fruitless. Yeah. It would be like a waste of my time. So.
Honestly, you're so much more worth it than that. I don't know who hurt you in your life, if you have daddy issues, mommy issues, but you were made for so much.
Yeah, so I would say if you choose to do this, it's because you're a whore. And it's okay. The world does need whores. We've always had use for them. But please don't blame it on your childhood trauma, because the best housewife I've ever met, her mom beat the crap out of her and she chose to be a housewife. So if you want to be a whore, just own it. We have use for you guys. So even these super Christian guys, look, they've all seen the corn. So you're saying I'm being secular minded. Okay, I get it. Your mindedness is better than mine. You're super holy. I know this route. Look, people have a right to their hell, and the biggest mistake Christians we make is not giving people the right to destroy their life. And that's how you get Nala. Her dad was a pastor. And, it's a lot of these controlling guys that try to control their kids. And their kids grow up resenting them because they don't allow them to be their own person. You have a right to, if you want to make your life a living hell and be a drug addict, look, I'll tell you where to get the drugs. I don't care. I don't. It's not my problem. If you want to go do that, I don't actually know, but if I did, right? You have the right to hell.
Much more in the eyes of God. You are fearfully and wonderfully made, and that is it. Mic drop.
God bless you. Thank you.
I would say, Nella, why are you in the skin tight outfit with the cross? That's what I would say. Aren't you?
Yeah. So much. Thank you. So let me elaborate on that. So for those of you that don't know, and by the way, a lot of people over the age of 50 don't actually know about OnlyFans. OnlyFans is a subscription-based platform that is in the adult content industry. And it reflects, unfortunately, this massive dark and disturbing growing trend for this type of material. As of last year, and I was stunned to see this.
Eric, stop trying to sell these dolls, he said. He said, I used to watch Korn when I was married. After I got a divorce, I got some dolls and haven't consumed Korn since. You are not helping me beat these allegations. Eric, you're not.
OnlyFans has over 305 million registered users and 4.1 million content creators. OnlyFans experiences approximately 500,000.
Okay. What do you think these modern Christian dudes love when these chicks retire? Now they can wife up the chicks they've been busting their nuts to. Yep. It is what it is. Guys, hit the like button. Is there 100 likes on this video? The audacity. I worked a year and a half. I worked for free. The audacity. Okay.
Raye, welcome to the Charlie Kirk Show.
Thank you.
Now he's going to give her a softball interview. Oh my gosh. It's so embarrassing. Oh, I can't believe I used to watch these guys and support them. And
So much. This is an honor.
So I met you at one of our campus events.
Yeah. What an exciting event too, especially for you being at your last, right?
That was the conclusion.
Yeah.
Went very viral.
It did.
So what in your own words, why don't you tell me your story?
All right. So I'm most known for being OnlyFans is like one of their top models for the last 5 years. So that's
why does she get to say models? Top hookers. Yeah.
pretty great accomplishment in that realm, that world. You know what I'm saying? So being like a top earner, being very famous, very public about what I did. Going on podcasts.
Oh, sorry. The Audacity chat says, by the way, you do get unlimited super chats in the Audacity chat. You just put Pearl Reed next to it. It's on the Audacity app. You're not going to be able to get in soon. You're going to have to apply. So I would download the app now. I've given them the orders to take off the $10 a month, $100 a year thing. And then you're going to have to apply because there's going to be events and stuff, and we got to screen people. There's got to be some barrier to entry. So anyways, yeah, I would get it now because I don't know. Whenever they update the app, it's going to be gone. Pearl Reed, as for my people, children are their oppressor. Oh, by the way, if you already have it, if you already bought the subscription, it'll just stay. Like, you'll be on it. But anyways. And all right, as for women... As for my people, children are their oppressors and women rule over them. O my people, those who lead you cause you to error and destroy the way of your paths. Isaiah 3:12. See, that's a problem. Sometimes there's Bible verses and it's like I can read them and I understand the words, but I don't know what they're talking about.